ready. We're prepared. Do not give in to fear. We are fearless. This is not the time to be afraid. This is a time to stand up and fight back and to resist any temptation for them to divide us. We're in this together. The rule of law is on our side. We will not give in, not give up. We will not capitulate. We will not bow. We will not bend. We will survive.
Turning Point, the organization started by a billionaire who gave a lot of money to Charlie Kirk to go around and basically spew bad facts and and propaganda about Black people, and get people on college campuses debating their own humanity. They will be picking up the baton left by his brutal, horrific killing, and they're going to be going around. They're planning to go around. We already saw a hint of it to HBCUs on a tour called Educate to Liberate. They're planning to roll out during homecoming at historically Black colleges and universities in time for the homecoming season. They want to, quote, spark dialogue and promote, quote unquote, free thought on HBCU campuses. We already know HBCU campuses are a bastion of free thought.
Yeah.
You're coming there is not bringing anything there
No.
that doesn't already exist. You're there to antagonize and to distract and
Correct.
to create what do you call those viral moments, because you want to incite some sort of violent reaction to your presence because you're coming there assaulting people verbally.
Exactly.
And so I'm saying this, those of you who have children at HBCUs, those of you who are administrators at HBCUs, there must be a strategy for how you contend with people showing up on your campuses uninvited to cause problems, to stir up, because there's no mass movement to go on, quote unquote. I don't even know what is a white college campus. What would that look like? Would it be the Fruit of Islam going? What's the equivalent? Like, there's no equivalent to this, with the Nation of Islam showing up on campuses. I think that might be, and there've been invitations of Farrakhan to speak, but that's usually the Black Student Union at these college campuses. But they're not showing up telling you the white man's the devil.
No.
Or the Hebrew Israelites telling you you're not really, there's no equivalent to this.
No, there isn't. There is not. I also think that, like, from a personal level, like, those who are listening, who are parents of students that are on these campuses, tell them to ignore them people and stay away from them altogether. Don't give them an audience. Don't even give them the platform. Let them go and be standing there utterly by themselves, looking absolutely ridiculous. Like, I wish as a collective action, we understood sometimes that, like, ignoring is a strategy. Like, it is, and it's an effective one.
Yeah.
So
yeah. But I'm saying this early because it's brilliance on these campuses. Mm-hmm. But if you're not, so if somebody runs up on you in the street, your instincts may come out. But if you're prepared, in the Urban League back in the day when it was run by people who understood what the struggle was, really had a strategy for how to integrate spaces that were hostile. When they did their freedom rides, when they did the lunch counter, sit-ins, school sit-ins, and even integrating different corporations. There was like a 6-month training process. Perhaps, hello, HBCUs. Hi, how are you? I'm Karen Hunter. It's the Karen Hunter Show. I know there's somebody on your campus who might need to pick up a manual from the 1940s, 50s, and 60s of what was done to prepare young people, because it was young people integrating schools. It was young people at the campuses, going into the lunch counters and on the Freedom Ride buses. They were college students starting the Black Panther Party. Yeah.
And when they were arrested, there was a plan to get them out.
Correct.
Okay. So like, here is the strategy for the arrival. Here is what we will do should something occur that we would prefer not to occur. Like, so we don't have to be in these situations where we're panicking. We don't know what's next. What happens if I end up in a situation I don't want to be in? There are also strategies for when someone gets hurt. So like, there's, the idea, but this is project management, strategic planning. Like, we've got people that are good at that, and you're doing it for, big brand corporation A, and maybe, there's an opportunity for you to have a conversation with the
Hello.
students in your life that,
Yes.
can help them to use those tools.
I'm actually, Amber, grateful that we are here because I feel like we've spent about 40 years
Hmm.
sucking on the teat of comfort. Our
Agreed.
lawyers have been chasing, the high profile cases because Johnny
Yeah.
Cochran said if the glove don't fit, you must have quit. And
You
you were
must have
like, oh, I
quit.
can get paid. I can get, wait, hold on. There's gold in them there hills. I could rhyme. I could be on TV, hold press conferences, make people settle, take 33%. Cha-ching.
Mhm.
Next, rinse and repeat. I'm not saying your heart's not in the right place. I'm saying that you haven't really had to do what Spotswood Robinson and before Thurgood Marshall and Pauline Murray
Right.
really strategize around Black liberation. You didn't have to do that because they did the work, right?
Exactly.
And
They did the
now
right
the
thing.
hands have been turned back, right? And
Mhm.
you're not prepared because you haven't built that muscle. The
Right.
ambulance chasing the version of it, because it's this different levels, have made you soft to
Yeah.
really show up and fight. And I'm not saying that, civil cases aren't. This is not what we're talking about. We
Right.
need, and we need pro bono. We need pro bono. So
Lean
there's
in.
that.
Yeah. And also, particularly as it relates to, students on HBCU campuses, there's a lot of resource. There are a lot of well-known senior Black leaders that are in positions on those campuses that you can tap into to get some perspective about, hey, let me get some directive around how to build a strategy. Where can I, who can I have a conversation with that can give me some idea around how to, prepare and project manage, because these are leaders that have done it, for, again, some of the world's largest corporations, end up being on these campuses in leadership positions. So the resources on site. So you could just go to the right person. And we all know, also that HBCU campuses tend to be places where people encourage that you engage with one another and find out what you can learn and communicate. So like, I love the idea of showing up and ignoring to the maximum. A fantastic variety of annoying. Maybe you put on your own little step show while they do
Oh,
something else, like
with your back to them.
with your back to them.
Yeah, drowning
Like
them out in the cacophony of
uh,
drum beats and
in
yes, and
steps.
call
Okay,
call and repeat and
correct.
yes,
Right,
yes,
right.
yes,
Exactly. So
yes, yes.
I am of the opinion that, the other thing that I think is worth talking about, I spent the weekend with Brown Girls Do Ballet. I chair that organization in New York. We have
Brown girls do
Do
ballet.
Ballet, yes. And
Yes,
I've
beautiful.
been the chair of that organization for 10 years, which blows my mind. But we had a shoot and we had some things to do with one of our corporate partners in New York. And so I was tied up with that over the weekend. And it reminded me so much how much art is protest. So sometimes, what is the artistry? Let's make it beautiful. You want to go viral, you want to be seen, you want the visibility, because we know that visibility trumps all. And let's be clear, to your point earlier, that's why they're there. They're there for the virality, they're there for the visibility.
That's
Like,
right.
what would it look like for you to
Yes.
use your artistry to counteract that with something that's gorgeous and incredibly, like positive to digest? I would love it.
I think that's brilliant. Again, Turning Point showing up, and Candace Owens is part of this, part of her Blexit. Her Blexit is coming to 10 historically Black colleges and universities. This is an assault, but
Hmm.
if it's met with the glory and the beauty and the community and the harmony, it
Yeah.
will fail. It will fail, and it should fail. They don't give them what they're looking for. Because homecoming is sacred. I didn't go to an HBCU, but I have been to a homecoming or two, and
Same.
it is beautiful. It is sacred. It is all
Yeah.
of the things. It's joy personified, and
Yeah.
this demon is coming to kill, steal, and destroy your joy. And
That's
joy
right.
is liberation. And this time we need it. And no, they can't have it. You can't. No, you can't. No, you cannot have this. This
You
is
can't.
ours.
You can't.
So, and this is, I think, is also a test to see, because they've been trying to goad us. They've been trying to prick us into.
Every kind of way.
We're ready. We're prepared. Do not give in to fear. We are fearless. This is not the time to be afraid. This is a time to stand up and fight back and to resist any temptation for them to divide us. We're in this together. The rule of law is on our side. We will not give in, not give up. We will not capitulate. We will not bow. We will not bend. We